Hi, this is Ellie with Full Moonlight Tarot 20, and today I would like to do a twin flame check-in reading, and hopefully TikTok will not remove it because it seems like it keeps targeting my twin flame readings. But I don't know about you in the twin flame collective, but I've been feeling that as our vibration is rising, we are attracting, unfortunately, more opposition from people of low vibration. I myself had kind of a rough weekend with some low vibrational people around me, so I'm wondering if anybody else has come across the same problem. Now, as I'm talking, I'm shuffling the cards because I want to tune in to what the Divine Feminine is going through at this time and into what the Divine Masculine is going through at this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw 2 cards for each of them, and we're going to see what is coming out. I know what I'm going through at this time. I think that across the collective on the twin flame journey, we're all kind of helping each other go through the same things. I'm curious. So for the Divine Feminine, okay, remarkable. Notice everything remarkable about your relationships. A divine and synchronicity, a divine soul counterpart relationship is blessed with amazing moments of synchronicity. So at this time, we're looking at all the relationships in our lives, not just that with our divine counterpart. And I would assume that if you're watching this reading, you're probably not in union. You might actually, you could be with somebody else. You could be single. I think a lot of the divine feminines on this journey are single at this time. And yeah, I feel like yeah, Spirit wants us to have a look around, and you're going to notice the people that no longer resonate with you and the people who actually really you feel good in their presence. If you feel good in someone's presence, that is a good indicator that your vibrations are very similar. Your core soul frequencies are very similar. Especially when we're on the twin flame journey, we tend to attract soulmate connections, soul family connections who deliberately come into our lives to assist us, because we all know how hard the twin flame journey is and how tough it is to get through it on your own. And I know when you first are initiated to the journey, you spend a lot of time alone healing without any help from anybody else. But I think a lot of us have been on the journey for quite some time, years, and we've gotten to the point where we're kind of getting almost used to the whole healing. And now it's time to kind of share it. Like, there's going to be people who are never going to understand when you talk about twin flames. They're just not ready vibrationally to receive this kind of information, and they will not understand. Someone who's not on the twin flame journey is never going to understand. They're going to think you're crazy or you're imagining things. So you might actually find soul connections, soul family with people who are also on the twin flame journey or who are very spiritual, who will understand and appreciate those connections. Of course, appreciate your counterpart too, even if you're not together, because this person is going through their own battles, the battles that they have assigned for themselves in this lifetime. And the whole point of the journey is for both of you to rise and defeat all the negativity you were born into, just so we can rise and raise the vibration of the planet, and help other people, help awaken other people. That is like the big mission of the twin flames, is to awaken the collective, all the people on the planet. Now with synchronicity, divine soul counterpart relationship. So yeah, I see synchronicities all the time, especially when I'm going through a time where I'm really disconnecting. Like I'm trying to really, like you're never truly disconnected from your counterpart, because you have the exact same core soul frequency. And at the time you meet, your initial meeting, you go through the Kundalini awakening, and your chakra systems, you and theirs, are connected by energetic cords. So it is literally impossible to ever connect from your twin flame, because you are literally energetically connected. And I've heard some people say that you can disconnect those cords, but I don't believe it. I do not believe that. I think you can connect cords with others, but not with a twin flame, because this is a sacred, sacred bond that has been, you have lived lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes with this person, and have tried to work through different karmas in each lifetime. And even though you haven't, you probably weren't able to be together in those lifetimes, you have done a lot of good work on this planet. So if you're seeing synchronicities, that's when I see synchronicities, when I'm so focused on myself that I'm not even thinking of my twin flame. Of course, at the beginning, it's very hard, because it's like you're obsessively thinking about them and trying to find information about them and looking at tarot readings, and you know what it's like. And when you get to that place where you're just completely focused on yourself, then all of a sudden I start to hear from this person, or I get the synchronicities. I get, 1111, 222. You see angel numbers everywhere, or you see their name everywhere, or you see a license plate with their birth date, or it's just really bizarre how all of a sudden it's almost like your twin flame's higher self is like trying to knock on the door, and you're like, hey, don't forget about me. That's what it feels like. Don't forget about me. I'm still here. And then I wake up in the morning, and there's a song playing in my head, or usually what it is, there's one line of a song that keeps repeating in my head. And then I know it's coming from my counterpart, and they're just, want us to remember them and pray for them, because you might be going through a hard time, but so are they. And they've got their karma to get through. They have their lessons they have to complete. Let them have their journey. Send them loving thoughts, and know that when your counterpart is trying to reach out to you, or if you see angel number, sometimes it's not your counterpart, but it's your spirit team, and they're just trying to let you know that you're doing a great job and that you're on the right path. And I think you know the difference. I think you really know the difference when it's coming from your counterpart's higher self, or from spirit. So that's great for the divine feminine. So now I'm going to shuffle again, and we're going to look at what your counterpart, the divine masculine collective, is going through at this time. Now, I'm doing this reading, and I'm assuming you're the divine feminine. There's a few enlightened divine masculines too, but I tend to attract the divine feminine. And of course, there's a balance of both of you. You could be a male and identify as the divine feminine. So yeah, just take it as it resonates, please, always. And these readings are timeless. It doesn't matter when you come across it. If it resonates, then it's your reading. So just be discerning. Don't try to make the reading fit, but I think those twin flame readings were all kind of in the same boat, even though some of us are further on the journey than others. All right, and what I have for the divine masculine is marriage. A marriage of souls is a union of two divine counterparts blending together, and commitment. Commitment is an important factor to achieve a successful relationship. Interesting. So, I think that your divine masculine, if he is in a committed relationship, is realizing that because he has already met you and had the initial awakening and felt the feelings you felt and had the obsession at first, but then they were tied in another connection, or they ran and entered another connection that felt safer, because the divine feminine actually awakens the like the divine masculine all of a sudden sees all of his hang-ups, all the things he doesn't like to look at within himself. When he looks at the divine feminine, she actually pushes him to do the inner work, and a lot of them are just not ready for that. So they tend to hide and stay in connections that make them not have to do any work. You know, they stay in karmic relationships with people who feed their toxicity, don't expect them to rise and to work on themselves. They actually like to keep them the way they are because they're getting a benefit out of that, right? Because maybe your divine masculine is a good provider, and this person, maybe your divine masculine is has addictions. A lot of them do. They have addictions because they've had traumas in the past and they are not ready to look at those. They're not ready to work on those. And so they have addictions like alcohol, drugs, smoking, anything like that. And they hide behind those addictions. They try to drown out the inner voice that is asking them to rise and to deal with those issues. They are trying to drown them out. And of course, whatever karmic relationship they're in, this can even be a toxic family. You know, toxic parents, like most of us twin flames, a lot of us were raised in toxic families where we started out with all this trauma that we're now trying to resolve and to heal. And so maybe this is a family that's keeping them in toxicity. Yeah, and those karmics, they can be really crafty, you know, they manipulate, they're very narcissistic, and yeah, they might even go out and buy the alcohol for your divine masculine because they like to keep him exactly the way he is. They don't want them, they know, the karmics know that when the divine masculine starts to heal, that they're eventually going to lose them. So anyway, so I think what your divine masculine is looking at this time is that he is not in the kind of relationship that he wants to be in. There's probably very little love there. There's very little respect. He knows he's being manipulated. He's being lied to. And he's starting to think about the things that he really, really wants from a relationship, you know, the love and the support and the respect. And I think he's realizing he's not getting that where he's at. And I think that is a very good place for him to be. They sometimes need a long time to stew on those things, because actually just thinking about something is one thing, but taking an action is a whole nother ball game. And they know that once they start getting the ball rolling to get out of this relationship, it's going to have long-lasting effects and consequences, and they're going to lose a lot of people in their life, because even their friends, most of their friends are toxic. They're feeding the toxicity. This is the kind of people they're attracting because they haven't worked on their own toxicity. So Yeah, they're actually realizing now, they're looking around at all the people around them, all their significant relationships, and realizing that this is not what I should be in. This is unhealthy. I need to make some changes, and the changes need to start with me. So, yeah, this is actually a good starting point for them. Yeah, because it's true, a marriage of souls is a union of two divine counterparts blending together. Yeah, that's just so beautiful, right? Um, and it doesn't mean that you two will be together. And I hate to say that, and people hate when they hear that, because I know you love this person, but sometimes it takes them forever. They might realize all these things, but it might take them forever to actually make a move and do anything about their situation. So, and with the commitment card, um, they don't take breadcrumbs from them. They might breadcrumb just to keep you in their life, because kind of like, oh well, I'll shoot her a text every once in a while so she doesn't forget me, and then maybe one day when I get the courage to leave my spouse, then she'll be waiting for me. Don't ever wait. And I'm not saying hop into the next relationship. Work on yourself, focus on you, and sometimes spirit sends you a soulmate because spirit sees that this other person is taking way too long and that you need support, and be open to that. Always be open to receive love in the form that and you will know by the way this person is. You will feel their energy and you will know whether they're good for you or not. And I mean, the choice is always yours, but be prepared that your counterpart is going to try to come in if you're with somebody else, and he might try to interfere. But anyways, this is what I'm seeing for today. I think this is a very good reading. I think um you do you. You work on you. You I mean, we're always confronted with past traumas and hurts, and now I find the energies are very intense because we've got the Lionsgate portal coming up in at the end of the week, and I'm already feeling it. There's some major changes coming for us, and this year's Lionsgate especially is very strong. The last couple of years, there wasn't too many significant changes. I didn't feel the energy this intensely as I do this year. This is a very significant year. And I said it before in a previous reading, this is a 9-year in numerology. So if you add all the numbers together of the year 2025, you will get the number 9. And it's 9 is signals a year of endings. So expect there to be huge changes in your life. There's going to be you're going to have a major cycle in your life ending, and that could be in any part of your life. You could wake up one day and your life is completely different than it was yesterday. So be prepared, and I think you're already feeling it. And I mean, now we're already 8 months into the year, and you might have already had those significant changes, and your life is just going to change more from here on. And that could even mean your counterpart coming back into your life after some separation, because with the year of endings, there's going to be a lot of divorces this year. There's going to be a ton of divorces. There's going to be people passing away, a lot of people passing away, and that can change your life. For instance, if you have a parent who passes away or friends, this is a significant year. Whereas next year is going to be the year of new beginnings. So don't fear change. Go with the flow. Trust that the universe always has your back. Spirit has your back no matter what happens. Spirit is with you. And everything that is happening for you, not to you. Everything that is happening is supposed to help you grow or is supposed to bless you. So think about that. And I wish you a wonderful, wonderful week. Love and light. We will talk next time.